What's up, kidfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I am joined by the man at Max Preps, football editor Zack Poff. Zack, what's going on, buddy?
What's good, man? We live, man. It's a big week, man. And I'm a Tampa Bay fan, so I'm pretty excited for Sunday. But unfortunately, they got to go up against some cat named Patrick Mahomes. So we'll see.
He's not bad, right? He's not bad.
He's all right. He was only a 3-star coming out of high school, but
Bro, and I keep trying to tell people all that. Like, the other part that I find is funny is like that man threw for more yards as a junior than Tom Brady threw for his entire career. Which is,
bro, he wild. He played safety as a sophomore because he couldn't get in at quarterback.
But that, like, Dylan Cantrell was on that squad, and they went to, like, now we could go all in on that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm a neutral at this game, so I'm just excited to see what Devin White can do. You know, I'm excited to see what Tyreek's gonna do, and you know what? I ain't got to take an L. I get to watch somebody else take an L. That's nice for me.
Yeah, that's the best, man. When you ain't got a team that's in it, you can just enjoy the game and kick back. You're not all nervous,
I will sit here and tell you that I haven't had to have this sort of anxiety in some time. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and
oh yeah, it's been a while, man. How were you? Were like 10 last time they played?
I was about to say thoughts and prayers, dog. Thoughts and prayers. Like, oh god, Jax, Deion Sanders got a head coaching job before Dallas Cowboys made it back to the Super Bowl.
Oh gosh, oh boy.
All right, so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about some other things, but let's start with this very big picture idea. Alabama has the highest score, according to 247 Sports Composite, in the recruiting rankings era at 325.46, surpassing Urban Meyer's 2010 Florida team, which put together a score of 324.62, which is ridiculous and phenomenal. Do you think that this 21 class wins more than 2 national championships, or wins 2 or more national championships like the 2017 class?
Man, you put me on the spot. Yeah. Man, that's tough, man. I might take the even there, but just go with 2, but we'll see. Because I'm high on DJ and Clemson too, because I feel like DJ is going to win a Heisman next year, and I feel like Clemson's going to have a good chance to win a couple with him at under center. But you just look at Nick Saban's track record. I'm going to go with they're going to win 2 with this class because, they're going to have Bryce Young for 2 more years at the least with this group coming in along with the previous classes. So it's hard not to go with at least 2. And then the thing I love with Alabama's class is this 2021 class. They got a bunch of cats that were winners at the high school level. And I feel like that's going to transition over a little bit too when they get to Alabama. And look at the offensive line guys they got coming in 2021. So they're going to probably have the best offensive line in college football for the next 3 to 4 years, too. I
mean, J.C. Latham, the Brockermeyer twins, Terrence Ferguson,
Bro, and those wide receivers they got, you kidding me? You got Ajayi Hall, who's going to be the Julio Jones, just a big body receiver who's athletic. You got Ja'Cory Brooks, outstanding route runner, has the size at 6'3". But then you got the little dudes, JoJo Earl from Alito. This boy can go. And then you also got the cat from Edgewater, Christian Leary. So it's crazy. I think all 4 of those receivers rank in the top 100 overall, which is absolutely insane. This could be the best receiving core class of all time. And I know Ohio State had a great one last year, and there's been others. But, you got 4 cats in the top 100, and I'm high on JoJo Earl, man. This boy, he's going to be fun to watch.
Look, man, flipping him from LSU was a big deal. But, for me, it was Christian Leary, who was committed to Oklahoma for a minute there. And then, got talked into that capstone position. And you know who else played that capstone position? Devontae Smith. No one else played that capstone position. Jalen Waddle. It's hard to say no to all of that, even with all the ring and roll.
How crazy is that? Jalen Waddle was the number 1 guy. He's going to probably, be in the Heisman mix. He goes down and Devontae's like, all right, dog, I'm gonna go take your stuff. And now he's going to probably be a top 5 pick on top of that, but well-deserved. He was easily, in my opinion, he should have been the Heisman winner, and they got it right this year, no doubt.
So I want to get at what we think are sleepers in this class. And would you grant me the opportunity to go first?
Yeah, of course, man.
Okay, and
Floor's yours, baby.
In this Alabama class, specifically in this one, right?
Yep.
I got Jalen Milroe, okay?
Yeah.
Dude that was committed to Texas, dude that all he did was go win at Katy Tompkins, a guy that at the time wanted to put Texas on his back. I talked to him explicitly about, yo, man, there's a reputation for black quarterbacks going there. Yo, man, you understand they ain't been back to the ship since 2009. He's like, I want all that. Put that all on me. I want that. And then we had some moving and shaking with Quinn Ewers. We had some moving and shaking on the offensive staff. They got off to a bad jump, and then Milroe came out with it, said, look, I knew I wasn't Mike Yurcich's guy, but seems like I'm somebody else's guy. And to know you got Jalen Milroe behind Bryce Young, should anything, knock on wood, happen to Bryce Young, I can't tell you how big a deal that is. Now, I know they had Drake May in there, and no disrespect, right? No disrespect. But I love Jalen Milroe because that dude in the open field, like, that's about 8 times I see this man get supposed to be tackled on huddle, and the dude just keeps running past people. I love his game. I think he's going to develop into a great quarterback. I just wonder if he's going to get the Blake Sims treatment or what's going to happen with his career. But having him certainly in your stable, I think is tremendous. What you got?
First I just want to touch on that too. I mean, look at Mac Jones. Like, he was a dude that stayed at Alabama, waited his turn and got it. And, he's going to be a first-round pick now. So, I mean, even if Jalen's got to sit behind Bryce for a year or two, it could bode well. And he's going to get a lot of run in the second half because Alabama's going to be blowing folks out. And on top of that, dude, like, this dude, all right, Katie rolled folks this year in Texas. The only game they lost was to Jalen Milroe and Tompkins, who snapped Katie's 75-game district winning streak. You got to go all the way back to 2008. That was the last time they dropped a district game. And Jalen Milroe, the only game he lost this year was against Demetrius Davis and North Shore. So the guy's a winner, man. And I'm with you on that. I'm going to go with another Texas cat. I don't know if you're going to let me get away with it, but give me Kendrick Blackshire from Duncanville High School. I feel like he's a top 100 player. He was a Max Preps All-American at linebacker. He's rated in the 150s around there in the composite. So give me that cat, man. I feel like you get him to Alabama, he's going to be that Dylan Moses, that next great Alabama linebacker type. I feel like he's going to eat in that defense for sure. And he's a freak.
I was about to say, like, yes, I'm going to let you get away with Kendrick Blackshear. One, because we know about the ACL injury, right? We know one of the reasons that he was really interested in going to Alabama was because, his training staff is second to none. You're going to get back to good. But that man has been a 40-year-old man since he was 15. Okay?
Him and Julian Simon, dog. Like, those two dudes, they be looking like, you remember the movie Benchwarmers, dog, where I'm 12? Like, that's them for sure. But
for real, though, like, that's what it is. All right. No, I love that pick. I do.
And give me Jaden Roberts from North Shore, too. I love this cat.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Hey, if you watch any North Shore highlights, everyone's always like, who is that guy? Who is that guy blocking people back 10 yards? Jaden Roberts is a steal for Alabama, man. He's outside of the top 200, but this is a dude who helped lead North Shore to a couple of state titles, and I think he only lost 2 games during his high school career, the last 3 years at least, so.
No, I like that. And the more I look at this Alabama recruiting class, the more I'm going, how do you keep getting better?
I know. It's crazy, man. Nick Saban, there's Nick Saban, and then there's everybody else. 7
5-stars in this one class. For perspective there, last year there were only 5 teams that have 5 or more 5-stars. Of course, Alabama was, again, one of them. All right.
Rich get richer.
I want to get to another topic.
Mm-hmm.
Did USC make the biggest move of anybody from 2020 to 2021?
I would say, yeah, man. And it all starts with Dante Williams. The dude they got from Oregon, he's back home, and he's showing you why he's one of the best recruiters in the biz. I mean, they landed Corey Foreman, like the number one player in the country. They got the number one player in the country where we've seen the top prospects from Southern California go to the SEC, go to other places, even go to Oregon, like Kayvon Thibodeau. But, with Dante at SC, it's changed the game back for the Trojans. And I feel like they're just going to keep getting better and better each recruiting cycle as long as Dante's there. But, they got Jackson Dart. You want to talk about a guy who had a huge senior season, was a 3-star, low 3-star before the season started. Now he's rated in the top 70 overall in the composite rankings. And, he was named our Max Preps National Player of the Year. The dude threw for over 4,600 yards. He threw for 67 touchdowns. I mean, this boy was eating all season. And, they got Miller Moss, too, another 4-star quarterback. And you could just go down the list. One guy I want to single out, though, that I feel like is going to be huge at USC is Michael Trigg, the tight end from Carrollwood Day High School out in Tampa, Florida. Okay. This guy is going to be just like Drake London's been for him. He's going to be all over the field, big play threat, and I feel like they're going to line him up at wide receiver a lot too.
Nah, man, just knowing what you saw from Drake London, knowing what they get in Kyle Ford, knowing what they get in Brew McCoy, the offense ought not be the problem. And now Chris Steele going into what I think is the magic year for most kids, junior year. I expect him to be really good. And I love that they went and got Xavier Alford out of the portal from Texas to shore up that safety spot because, my goodness, Talanoa Hufanga was tremendous this year.
He was a baller. He played himself into being a first round pick, potentially early second round. So.
Man, I'm arguing with him. I'm arguing with myself about him on my Paquan Jordan Thorpe Award ballot because I did not expect to have to consider an SC defender. Yeah. No disrespect to you, Chris. I know you watch.
Listen, man, I'm an SC guy, so I'm watching all day games. So it's like, but he was the one that probably stood out the most for me. Him and Drake London. Those were the two guys that really stood out. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown too. He's a baller, but those were the two guys. Talafon. Every single week he was making a big play on defense that kind of results in them getting a dub. So,
to the point about USC making a jump. I went and looked it up while you were talking to us about some of these kiddos like Jackson Dart, man, coming out of Canyon. Dude threw for 4,600 yards this year, something stupid.
And he ran for 1,165 and 12 more. So,
oh my God.
But the thing is that I love about Jackson is his toughness, man. There were games I watched where he took a huge shot, and he looked at head coach Eric Kerr, who I consider the Lincoln Riley of high school football coaches. He said, "Hey, I'm good. I'm not coming out. All right." He's tough, man. He's a tough hombre.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Zach Wilson came out of Canyon too, right?
Nailed it. Yep, he did. See? And Jackson Dart can end up being the best one.
There you go. So USC finished last year, 2020 recruiting cycle, ranked 64th.
Wait, say that again?
64th.
Ooh. Oh, gosh.
Yes.
That hurt.
Number 12 of 12 in Pac-12 rankings. I went and looked it up, so I'll make sure I'm telling the truth over here.
Wow.
Because I remember, right? Because it's only 12 commits in that class, for one. And then everything seemed to fall apart after Bryce flipped to Alabama. Yeah. Right? And I was going, oh my God, Clay Helton's going to get fired. And not only does he not get fired, he leads into their first undefeated season since I think 2006, in regular season, I should say.
It's been a while, man.
Yeah, right? But it wasn't, 3 years ago that SC finished number 3 in the AP poll. And we're getting back into that space where we expect SC to contend for the Pac-12 South and be there again in the Pac-12 championship. Though Utah is getting lots of love from your boy because Utah returns all 11 dudes on that defensive side, and they add Charlie Brewer, Jaquindon Jackson, Chris Curry, TJ Pledger. I love them. All right, so barring USC, which I brought up for that reason, going from 64 to a top 10 recruiting class is not regular. Is there someone else that surprised you in the way that they've been able to go out there, attack, and get kiddos to believe in them that might not be a blue blood program?
I mean, I don't want to say not a blue blood program, but I mean, I know Texas has been getting bashed a lot, right, but I still like what they did with this 2021 cycle, which is crazy because, everyone thought Herman was staying, and then the early period of signing day was already over, and then he gets fired, but then they get Steve Sarkisian. So I like this class a lot, man, and I feel like, their defensive line is you can put them up with anyone's class this year, and Jatavian Sanders, talk about a grown man. From Denton Ryan High School. He led them to their first state title since 2002. This is a guy who could play offense if he wanted to probably, but, you look at other dudes they got on the D-line. You got Jordan Thomas who can play that edge rush type of role, Derek Harris Jr., and another dude I love that's kind of getting under the radar is Byron Murphy II from DeSoto High School. He was teaming up with Shamar Turner. Those two cats were eating all season long, but I feel like Texas kind of flew under the radar because they had a lot of kind of other things that were going on. But I like the class that they were able to pull together, man. I love J.D. Coffey, too, out in the secondary. He was named to, our Max Preps All-America team, too. So I like what they did on defense. On offense, kind of a struggle a little bit, it looks like, for this class. But they're filling out some holes on defense, man. I like it. But I mean, obviously, I'm a ride with Oklahoma in the Big 12, so.
No, I mean, and that's fair. I think anybody that has been watching Big 12 football for the past 6 years would say that's fair. But to point to Jatavian for just a second here, this man was, I swear, just making fun of his opponents because he was standing there.
Dude, you see all those one-handed
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to say. Standing there, Statue of Liberty, just throw it up. I can't.
He's nasty.
Yeah.
Him and Billy Bowman, dog. That's a nasty tandem. They should not be allowed to play together in high school because it wasn't fair, man.
Well, and so that leads me into the next topic that I wanted to get to. Who among this 2021 cycle do you think is the freak that we're all, we might be staring at it. Might be Billy Bowman, might be Jatavian Sanders. But who is the freak athlete that just defies description for you?
He ain't under the radar, so I'm not going to get away with it. He's a 5-star, but I feel like he's going to be a guy that's going to make a huge impact as a true freshman. And that's my guy who we didn't get to see this year because Virginia didn't play high school football in the fall.
Let him know.
Let him know. It's Travion Henderson, dog. Like you just turn on his junior tape and you're just like, what? No, every play was a 70-yard house call.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, man, like I feel like this dude is going to be he could end up being better than Eddie George and Ezekiel Elliott and obviously all the other great Ohio State running backs. I don't know if I want to get too carried away and say Archie Griffin, but I'll say this. He's going to leave Ohio State as a top 3 running back all time. That's how high I am on this kid's game, man. He's a do-it-all running back. He's got 4.3 speed. He's a good receiver. I love this kid, man. I think he's going to fit right in with the Buckeyes, man. And also I want to give a shout out. I feel like, CJ Stroud, I think he's got a chance to be good, but Kyle McCord is going to make him earn that spot. I feel like Kyle McCord as a true freshman is going to have a chance to win that starting quarterback position. I love that kid's game, man.
No, man, like, all right, to your Trey Henderson point,
Mm-hmm.
this time last year when we spoke, right, one of the dudes that you brought up along with Demetrius Davis, who I want to talk about a little bit later, was Trey. And we were all going, why is he so not just under-recruited at the time, but undervalued, right? And then his junior film hit, and people were like, oh, our bad. We missed this. We will correct this quick, fast, and in a hurry because it's a 10-minute huddle film of him not being tackled. Like, what? Nobody does that. And then the other part that I really love is his high school coach said, look, Trey doesn't get the number of carries that you would expect a player like him to get because we got backs. He understands he's going to get 15, 16, but we going to give 15, 16 somebody else. He better do what he do with them. And then the man was picking people off at DB, right? Like, okay.
He's special, man. He is a special dude. Him and Emeka Egbuka, those are two of the best two-way players, just big-time playmakers I've ever seen.
That was the other dude that you really, really enjoyed. All right, so that leads me to a question I was going to leave to a little bit, but I want to get to it now.
Mm-hmm.
Deepest wide receiver room, taking into account these 21 classes. I put them at 3, right? Georgia, Ohio State, Oklahoma. Feel free to contradict me, but who do you think will have the deepest wide receiver room going into this year?
I got to ride Ohio State, especially with Olave coming back. I mean, you got Garrett Wilson. Obviously, I'm high on. I think he's going to be a first-round pick when he's draft eligible down the road. But, the 2020 guys they have coming in was off the charts. And then you're going to add a guy like Emeka Egbuka, who's going to find a way on the field. Like, I don't care what anyone says. This guy's the number 1 rated wide receiver in the class of 2021 for a reason. And I'm going Ohio State. I feel like that's going to be the best wide receiver room next year. And Alabama eventually, because all these 2021 cats they got coming in, give them a year, and then it'll probably be Alabama in 2022. But I'm going to go with the Buckeyes here.
I want to contradict you on, except, man, so when you point to Emeka Egbuka, right, and him getting on the field, I look at a guy like Julian Fleming, who was also a number 1, right, and had a hard time getting onto the field because I did the numbers on this. Ohio State ran 3 wide receivers with 300 snaps or more. That's it, right? Jamison Williams, and then you got to go to, everybody knows, Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. But to your point, Chris Olave showed up as a true freshman and said, no, you're going to give me the rock. You're going to have me back here returning punts. And if Egbuka is that dude, and film says it, you say it, all the people that I trust say it, I would be very interested to see where they put him and how often they use him because, Jamison Williams might be the fastest dude on that squad.
Yeah, but then you also, you got Jackson, Smith-Njigba,
right,
and then you got G. Scott Jr., and then you got the tight ends. Like, this is insane, man. I'll tell you what, that's going to be a fun QB battle because whoever the quarterback is for Ohio State next year is going to put up big-time numbers. And then on top of that, you're going to have Quinn Ewers coming in the year after. We'll see, obviously, but that's going to be nuts. No, but all right. So, first, shout out to the Jack Miller family. We have not forgotten about you here. Yeah, I love Jack Miller, man. I'm a big fan of his, too. But, I understand that if you ask most people, right, you ask most Ohio State fans, they'll tell you C.J. Stroud is the guy. To know that you could have a room where your true freshman can push your 2 redshirt freshmen and you're a quote-unquote quarterback away when you got a 5-star coming in, and I think according to the composite last year, 2 4-stars already there, you got to feel good, man.
they return a bunch, like everybody was going, they're losing all those linebackers. Well, first, they have like 4 stars back there. They're fine. Second thing is, you look at what they can do throwing the ball. Man, you got to wonder, how are they going to get these touches to these backs? Because Master Teague is back, Marcus Crowley's back, Steel Chambers back, Mayan Williams back, and then you add Travion and Evan Pryor. Yeah, Ohio State is next. All right, so 2022 kid that you felt was under-recruited or has been under-evaluated, or you don't understand why people don't see what you see.
All right, this is easy for me, man. We going to your neck of the woods out of Oklahoma, man. Braylon Presley's my guy. Like, I've been on this kid since he was a freshman, and he's been making plays for Bixby High School. And Bixby, there used to be Jenks, used to be Union, but Bixby's like, hey, guys, we the top dog in the state of Oklahoma now when it comes to high school football. And a lot of it has to do with the Presley brothers, man. Brandon balled out, and now Braylon's taking the show. A game earlier this year on ESPN, dude went for like 400 scrimmage yards and 6-7 touchdowns and didn't even play in the fourth quarter. Give me Braylon Presley, man. This is a dude. He was named to our first team junior All-American squad. He's a playmaker, man. I love watching his game. He had like nearly 2,000 yards rushing, over 700 yards receiving. He is a do-it-all type of back, and it's crazy to me that he doesn't have more Power 5 offers. I see they're starting to come in a little bit now, but they should have been coming a long time ago because this dude's been making plays since his freshman season.
The lineage of the Presleys is ridiculous. Like,
look what he did. Look what Big Bro did in the bowl game.
Right? Cheez-It Bowl with Miami. Yeah.
He was eating. He had 3 touchdowns?
But see, the knock on Brennan was that he was too short. All right, Brennan won the state player of the year, right? In a year which I thought was pretty loaded, quite honestly, offensively, and gets a late offer. I say late in the cycle, late summer to Oklahoma State. Ends up going to Oklahoma State, but that was like his best Power 5 offer because he's 5'8", 155. But Mike Gundy happened to see him at a 7-on-7 where the man makes a Sports Center catch. Literally, they posted on Sports Center. It's like, all right, cool. Well, I guess we can go to Bixby and get the kiddo. And I kept getting told Braylon is the guy. And I said, you can't be serious. I'm watching Brennan play. No, RJ, Braylon is the guy. And then you saw what he did against Booker T in that game on ESPN. But also in there, their older sister is awesome. Like, I think she set the school record for 100 meters at Ole Miss. And
oh, my gosh. So she's the best athlete in the family?
Yes!
Oh,
right?
Dude, wow.
She's so cold, right?
Hey, sis is telling them, hey, guys, hold my beer.
Right? You know what I'm saying? And you know what? What I love about them is that they know that, right? And they dig that about their sister, Brandy. Another dude I wanted to throw in here while we're talking about 2022, Sterling Lockett about a month ago now, committed to Kansas State, which means there's a 4th Lockett going to Kansas State. Following, this is Kevin's son, this is Aaron's nephew, and this is Tyler's brother. And I'm just like, yo, man, do they offer the Locketts out the womb? Like, oh, you pregnant? Cool, you got to offer Kansas State.
We got him.
like my man, Baby Gronk, apparently committed to Oregon at age, 8?
I seen that, man. That's crazy, dude. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing on there. All right, so I also want to give a shout out to Gentry Williams, who is not being under-recruited, but certainly going to be interested to see where he fits because he's another one of these athletes that I don't know if you're going to have him play defense, you want to have him play offense. He started out playing quarterback. They moved him from that position. I'm interested to see where his recruiting goes. Another kiddo in my neck of the woods because every now and again, Oklahoma puts out a 5-star and OU wants to act like, yeah, all right, we'll get there late. Nah, dog. Nah, Dax is at Michigan. Matter of fact, it took the beat writer at Letterman Row, Austin Ward, shout out to him, to point this out to me. Josh Proctor was the first player from Oklahoma that Ohio State ever signed.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's crazy. I did not know that either. That boy, he's a bad dude too.
Right, and he's back this year. So I hope he has a really great season. All right, so your dude, for the longest time, has been Demetrius Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And I paid special attention to him this year after he was like, no, RJ, you don't understand. If I was putting people in 5-star status, this dude would have been there after what he'd been doing in the North Shore. So please tell us about your mans and tell us what Auburn is getting.
They get a winner. Like, this is a dude who had more wins in high school in the state of Texas than Kyler Murray. So, and if you compare his numbers to Kyler Murray, they match up pretty similar, but I'm still going to say Kyler Murray is the GOAT of Texas high school football. But Demetrius Davis is going to be a guy that is going to find his way on the field. as a true freshman, and he's going to make a difference for Auburn. This is a guy who is going to be studying longer than anybody. He's very confident about himself, and he should be, because he's one of the best with his arm and his legs. You know, this is a guy who led North Shore to back-to-back state titles in the largest classification in the state of Texas. 6A Division I bracket is not just the hardest playoff bracket to win in the state of Texas, but in all of high school football. And he won 2 in a row as a sophomore and a junior. As a senior, he balled out. He threw for nearly 4,000 yards, rushed for nearly 1,000 more, had over 60 touchdowns. So this is a guy who is going to put in the work, and he's going to do it quietly, man. But people are going to be talking about Demetrius Davis, man. I've been high on this kid ever since he was a freshman, and he's made me look smart with the way he's played in Texas, man. He turned North Shore into a powerhouse program. You know, obviously they've won state titles before, but they were the best team in Texas for 2 of the last 3 years.
I would also add in here the 2022 class is also, again, stupid. I feel like we say this every year because it's true, but
hey, how about Cade Klubnik,
I was just going to bring it up.
Westlake,
right,
man.
Right. And beating Quinn Ewers on the big stage, right? Because I'm watching that.
Yeah.
Like, my girl is like, are we going to be watching high school football on Saturday night? And I said,
hell yeah.
I put it on the iPad. How about that? I put it on the iPad.
He balled, man. I love Jaden Grayhouse too, man. That's a big boy as a sophomore.
Yeah. No.
He's a big body, man. He's a freak.
And, you know, they were all over the field. I forget who was my man that's committed to Minnesota or signed with Minnesota. He's already there. Play wide receiver for South Lake Carroll. I gotta look it up.
Oh yeah, Brady Boyd.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't making this up. But like between Quinn Ewers and Cade Klubnik, I think we're gonna have some outstanding battles going into this year.
Hey, for real though, real quick, those 2 guys, that was our first and second team quarterbacks on the junior All-American squad. And it's hard because you had a guy like Walker Howard from St. Thomas More, 2022 LSU commit, who, you know, deserved a spot, and then obviously Connor Harrell too from Thompson out in Alabama. But it was just hard, man. Cade Klubnik and the numbers Quinn Ewers put up in only 8 games this year, hard to overlook.
Well, I mean, and you know, not for nothing, but Westlake went undefeated this year, right?
Yeah, and they knocked off North Shore, man. That was the team that finally took down North Shore in the playoffs. So
I can't fault you for that. All right, before I let you go, NCAA, EA Sports announced that it is making a video game called EA Sports College Football. It was EA Sports NCAA Football. I can't either. It's been a madhouse over at Fox. I mean, I wrote about this at foxsports.com, made videos about it, but I'm going to ask you, who should be on the cover or who would be on the cover this year for the game if they came out?
I saw my guy Jaquindon Jackson tweet out something that I fully agreed with, and I feel like Ty Jordan should be on the cover, man.
Oh man, there's a take.
Because when I saw that tweet, I was like, you know what? That's the move right there.
No,
you can't go wrong there, because this is a kid that had a great freshman season, future's looking bright, and then all of a sudden, boom, right around Christmas time, you know, life taken away from him. So I feel like that's the move right there. I fully agree with Jaquindon Jackson. When I saw that tweet, I was like, that's it. You're not going to do better than that. I get Ty Jordan on there.
You know, and I think the dude that I was going to pick, or that I did pick, in Devontae Smith, because he's out there, would probably say the same thing. The dude that Nick Saban called the most selfless guy on our team, which is something I'm not used to ascribing to any wide receiver ever.
Yeah, for real.
You know, throw me the damn ball is what you're going to hear from them. But I think taking all of that into account, I mean, yes, absolutely. And what a tremendous monument it would be for his family if we were all playing in that video game. Now, that'd be cool. Zack Poff is the football editor at maxpreps.com. Tremendous when it comes to keeping up with all these kids. Tremendous when it comes to MMA. Tremendous when it comes to college football. Zach, man, is there anything you can't do? Because I'm watching CBS Sports HQ all the time, and you popping up. It's like you and Cannell.
Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready for a nap finally, man. And then we're going to get ready for this next season. I got to ask you, though, RJ, before I sign off, who you got on Sunday?
Oh, man, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs, dog.
That hurts my soul, bro.
Hey, man, look, I can't root for Tom Brady to win no more Super Bowls.
That hurts my soul, man. We want number 7, dog.
Yeah, look, all right, look. I love Devin White, right? I love Ronald Jones because his story is like that man was committed to Oklahoma State before he ends up at USC. I'm going, Mike Gundy, how you screw that
baby.
up? Right.
Fight on.
Yeah, how you messed that up, right? And I love Mike Evans because I think Mike Evans is the reason Johnny Manziel wins the Heisman Trophy, right?
Oh, easy.
But but your quarterback is Tom Brady.
I know.
Look, all right. if you win, I'll put it this way. I'm not going to be mad, right? I'm not going to stun on the man, but you asking me, do I want to ride with the dude that we came up with, Patrick Mahomes, or do I want to ride with the dude that's my dad, Tom Brady?
Hey, real quick, I know you got to go, but Tom Brady is class of 1995, and Patrick Mahomes is class of 2014. Tom Brady could be Patty's dad.
No, like that was brought up, right? Because it was like, y'all realize that that Brady was playing the Super Bowl.
They didn't have composite rankings when Tom Brady was in high school.
I know. I looked at it because I was trying to do the comparison thing, right? Because I think Max did it on Instagram, and it was really cool. But I was looking up, what were people rated? Because like Josh Allen was unrated and undrafted, or excuse me, had to go to JUCO. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers. And then it's like Tom Brady wasn't even around for like he predates the rankings, which I didn't know people can still do.
Hey, he's the only person on the Super Bowl that's playing that don't have no composite rankings because they didn't do it back then. Everyone else has one. So.
Oh my God! I wonder what the evaluation would have looked like. You know what I mean? Slow.
It'd be black and white. I can tell you that.
Man, like, all right. Not to go too hard at this, but I do want to bring it up. Is Tom Brady more of a Dylan McCaffrey kind of player, or more of a JJ McCarthy kind of player?
Hey, JJ, dog.
Okay, all right.
JJ's gonna be a winner, man, and I feel like, hey, there's a good chance that JJ could be the next great Michigan quarterback. So we gonna see, man.
No, I'm here for it. IMG stand up. That is Zack Poff. Zack, man, I appreciate you, dog, and I look forward to talking with you. You're energetic, you're passionate, you love this stuff as much as I do, and I can't tell you how enthusiastic that makes me. I mean, it's cool when we jam. I appreciate you, dog.
Hey, of course, anytime, my man. Appreciate you having me on, dog.
Right on.